Hello and welcome to the first video review for News for Geeks Daily. I am Dan Brent, the site host, coming to you for Crayon Physics Delux. Hopefully this will be the first of many. I need to work out the logistics on console games. But enough about that. Crayon Physics Delux, and I'm going to show you a few of the simpler things about the game and maybe something a bit more complex through the magic of the level editor. And without further ado, welcome to some movie magic. Now what I've constructed here is a fairly straightforward go from one point to the other kind of level. And all I'm doing is rolling the ball along the line that I draw. In the original game, the demo that came out, you actually had to drop objects onto your ball to create any kind of forward motion. This little push feature is something that I happen to like a lot, and it does the job really well, and you win the level by touching the star. Simple enough. Here you can see the addition of one of my favorite new parts to this game, and that is the rocket ship. I've done a bit of pre-production here, adding some anchors, which is a simple thing to create. You just make a, oops, come on box. Oops, deleted the box again. Just make a semicircle like that. And the rope. And what we're going to do is take this little ball for a ride. And you just set off the rocket. Ooh, the box is too big. This game is an awful lot about trial and error, and one of my favorite things is the spectacular explosions that those rockets will unleash. Let's try this again, shall we? And away we go. And there we reach the edge, and come on, boom goes the dynamite. Now the whole point to this game is obviously the physics. And even simple problems, technical difficulties, I forgot to put these pins in where they're supposed to be because I'm using the level editor. So take two. Blemishes and all, right? Now, what you'd think you'd do is you'd just try and roll your ball up this incline, and you're never going to quite make it, which is unfortunate because, well, it would be so much easier if the game worked like that, but alas, it does not. So what I'm going to show you is physics in action. One of the simplest things that you learn how to make are hammers to get the job done. Designing them, however, can be a little tricky. So here's what you do with the hammers. And what you do is you make sure that you got your ramp all anchored up to where you need it to go. You make your pivot point, which you just do by drawing a small circle. You'll get your hammer in motion, and hopefully you make it the right size. And away you go. That is much better momentum, and is kind of where the physics in Crayon Physics comes into play. And I have to say, probably one of the more impressive parts to this game is the way the physics works in the contact like that. I mean, anyone who's made a game with combat knows that hit detection is such a hard thing to put into a game. And one of the last things I'm going to show you is another one of the more basic puzzles for Crayon Physics Delux, and that is how do you get up and around an obstacle like this. And what I've found is you create a platform, and what you do, put a load on here, tie your ball into a box, get your rope going. Just to be safe, I like to make a little backstop like this, and away we go. Pull your ball up and over. Sometimes it can be painful. And boom, there we go. that is kind of the end of Crayon Physics Delux, what it has to offer. Basically, the level design is pretty interesting. I'm going to be working on a few things, so keep your eyes out for that. Well worth the money, very fun to play around with the editor. The challenges and the puzzles are really astounding as you get to some of the later levels, some of the thinking you have to do. But all in all, I have to say, well worth the money. And I thank you for watching. Please have a great week, and I should be back on Friday with some audio, maybe a little bit of movies, I don't know. Saw Angela yesterday, but I'm rambling, so have a great day.